In this video, we'll go through the major WordPress settings, including the all-important reading settings for configuring a blog versus a static site, permalinks, comment moderation, and more. So if you look at the settings menu down here, you see eight or nine major submenus. And let's start with the general settings. Site title and tagline are very important to your SEO, and we'll get into that later on in the complete course. But start by changing your tagline immediately to something that is useful to at least useful to the user. The best WordPress training on the planet. Haha. Whatever it is that you do. The rest is pretty straightforward. Now let's check out the writing settings. Most of these options work pretty well. Post via email is something nobody uses anyway. Now, the reading settings, however, are extremely important because this is where you configure your site as a blog, in which the homepage shows your posts, versus a static site. So what we're going to do now is select that your homepage displays a static site. Your homepage is going to be the homepage selected in the drop down, and your posts page is going to be the articles page. For each post in the feed, include full text summary. The feed is what's called the RSS feed of your website, which is where some external services will read your content. That's another conversation. And if you're doing a live site, just unclick this discourage search engines. We'll get into SEO later on as well, and save changes. And then look at the difference on your site. So now you see your home page is your blank home page, which we're going to fill in later. And your blog page now is gone to the articles. There's your article. In this case, you only have one. So let's keep on going now into your discussion settings. Now this relates to comments on your site and comment moderation. Now here's how comments work in WordPress. This is one of my articles. I'm back on my regular site. So if you go to the bottom here, there's a box for submit a comment. They have to enter their name, email, and optional website. And here's somebody who commented to my post. Generally speaking, you want to encourage people to comment to your site. It creates engagement and arguably gives you more SEO traction as well. On WordPress, the default is that pages are not allowing comments and posts do. However, you can change that. So the default discussion settings or comment moderation settings work pretty well. We won't need to go into them. If you want to disallow comments on posts, you would uncheck both of these, allow people to submit comments on new posts. So moving on, let's go to the media settings. This sets the default sizes of the 3 images that WordPress creates for you every time you put an image in the media library. We'll get into that a bit later. And the permalinks is quite important. The permalinks determines what's called your search engine friendly URL. So how this works, this is my site, for instance. If you go to the About page, the URL is wpacademy.com/about. And the services page is wpacademy.com/all-products-and-services. So it gives user-friendly and SEO-friendly URLs for your pages. And if you look at the articles as well, this is very important. Let's click through this article, Domain Email Management Solutions. It puts basically keywords in your URL, email management solutions, blah, blah, blah. So this is very important. So back in the permalink settings, typically there's 2 options that people use. They either use just the post name, or they use the month and name permalink structure, which is basically the year, the month, and the name of the post. Either one works pretty good. So that completes our review of the WordPress settings.